Hello and welcome. We live in a world that feels increasingly unpredictable. Plans fall apart, economies wobble, unexpected events knock us off course. The standard advice: build stronger walls, create better forecasts, try harder to control the chaos to shield yourself from shocks. But what if that's exactly the wrong approach? What if our constant efforts to eliminate uncertainty are actually making us weaker, more vulnerable? There's a radically different way to think about disorder, one that suggests some things don't just endure chaos, they actually feed on it. Imagine the ancient Greek myth of the Hydra. This wasn't just any monster, it was a creature defined by a terrifying, almost paradoxical resilience. When a hero like Hercules attacked it, attempting to destroy it by cutting off one of its many heads, something astonishing happened. Where one head was severed, two more grew back, fiercer than before. The very act designed to weaken it, to destroy it, actually made it stronger, more formidable. The Hydra didn't just survive the attack, it benefited from it. It gained from the disorder inflicted upon it. Now contrast that with something simple like a porcelain teacup. It sits there, elegant but delicate. Apply a sudden shock, drop it on the floor, and it shatters. It's fragile, it breaks under stress. Then think about something robust like a heavy stone statue in a park. It can withstand storms, weathering, maybe even minor vandalism. It endures. Shocks don't necessarily destroy it, but they don't improve it either. It remains the same, passively resisting damage. It's tough but static. The Hydra represents something else entirely, something beyond mere robustness. Nassim Nicholas Taleb, in his challenging book Antifragile, gives this property its name. Antifragility is the quality of systems that gain from shocks, volatility, randomness, errors, and stressors. They don't just resist harm, they actively improve, grow, and evolve because of it. This isn't just mythology. Think about your own body. When you lift weights, you are technically damaging your muscle fibers, creating micro-tears. That's stress. But how do your muscles respond? They don't just repair back to their original state robustness. They rebuild themselves stronger, thicker, more capable than before. They are antifragile. Similarly, consider the immune system. Exposure to germs and pathogens within limits doesn't just get fought off. It trains the immune system, making it more effective, better prepared for future encounters. A child raised in a sterile bubble, shielded from all germs, often develops a weaker, more vulnerable immune system later in life. Avoiding the necessary stressors made them fragile. So we have three categories. The fragile hates volatility, breaks under pressure, like the teacup. The robust resists volatility, stays largely unchanged, like the stone statue. The antifragile loves volatility, gets stronger under pressure, like the Hydra, like muscles responding to exercise. Why does this distinction matter so much? Because, as Taleb argues, we spend enormous effort trying to make our lives, our businesses, our economies, and our systems merely robust. We try to predict the future, eliminate randomness, and build defenses against every conceivable shock. We build complex models, create rigid plans, and optimize everything for a specific, stable environment. But the world isn't stable. Randomness and unpredictable shocks, what Taleb famously calls black swans, are inevitable. And systems built only for stability, systems that fear disorder, are often incredibly fragile when faced with the unexpected. Think about it in your own life. Perhaps you've meticulously planned a project down to the last detail, assuming everything will go smoothly. Then an unexpected problem arises, a supplier delays, a team member gets sick, the market shifts. If the plan was too rigid, too optimized for perfection, the entire project can collapse. It was fragile. Now imagine a different approach. A project designed with flexibility, with buffers, perhaps even with team members cross-trained to handle different roles. When the unexpected happens, the team doesn't just cope. They might discover a new, better way of working. Maybe the supplier delay forces them to find a local source that turns out to be more reliable long-term. The shock, the disorder, led to an improvement. The system showed antifragility. Taleb points out that nature is full of antifragility. Evolution itself thrives on randomness and stressors. Genetic mutations, environmental pressures, these aren't just things to be endured. They are the very engine of adaptation and improvement for species over time. Systems that try to eliminate all variation often stagnate and become vulnerable to sudden collapse. This leads to a profound shift in perspective. Instead of asking, "How can I avoid failure and stress?" we might ask, "How can I build things or position myself so that I benefit from the inevitable bumps in the road?" It's not about seeking out destruction, but about recognizing that small stressors, mistakes, and volatility can be sources of information, adaptation, and strength. Consider the restaurant industry. A restaurant with a rigid menu, completely dependent on a few specific imported ingredients, might be highly profitable in stable times, but a sudden supply chain disruption could bankrupt it. It's fragile. Another restaurant, perhaps one that embraces seasonal cooking, adapts its menu daily based on what's fresh and available locally, might seem less optimized. But when that supply chain disruption hits, it barely notices. It might even discover new popular dishes based on the available ingredients. It thrives on the variability. It demonstrates antifragility. The implications are huge. It suggests we should be wary of excessive optimization that reduces buffers and variability. It suggests we might value tinkering, experimentation, and trial and error, processes that inherently involve small mistakes, because they allow systems to learn and adapt. It implies that deliberately exposing ourselves to manageable stressors like learning new skills, facing small challenges, diversifying experiences can build our own personal antifragility, making us more adaptable and capable when larger shocks arrive. It's about embracing what Taleb calls the barbell strategy, being extremely conservative in some areas, protecting yourself from catastrophic failure, while taking many small, calculated risks in others, allowing for potential upside from randomness, rather than playing it safe in the middle where hidden risks can accumulate. The core insight isn't just about survival, it's about growth through adversity. The Hydra didn't just endure Hercules' attacks, it leveraged them to become more powerful. Muscles don't just heal after lifting weights, they become stronger. Antifragility teaches us that the path to strength might not lie in avoiding challenges, but in learning how to dance with them, how to harness the energy of disorder itself. It's a fundamental rethinking of our relationship with uncertainty, seeing it not just as a threat to be mitigated, but as a potential source of vitality and strength. Perhaps the most powerful systems and the most resilient people aren't the ones that avoid getting hit, but the ones designed, like the Hydra, to get stronger every time they are. If you found this way of thinking valuable, make sure to subscribe and click the notification bell. We're diving deep into more ideas like this, from philosophy, strategy, science, and human behavior, to help you navigate and even thrive in a complex world. More insights are coming soon.